Award-winning author Shilo Kino spoke candidly about her experiences being a Māori writer at the first ever Kupu Māori Writers Festival in Rotorua this month. Her article wanted a writers' festival beyond the white and privileged for Newsroom in May last year was a catalyst for the event. It brought many Māori creatives and writers together for the first time.
The reason I wrote that article is because when I went to my first Writers' Festival, just as someone who loves reading and writing as a Māori, I felt so uncomfortable. I felt uncomfortable because it was such a Pākehā space, right, where the writers that were speaking were mostly Pākehā and they didn't speak to me. And the people that were going to these events were all Pākehā. So it didn't feel like a safe space for me. And then a couple of years later, I got the privilege of being able to go as a Māori author. And again, when I presented my book to the kids, the majority were Pākehā. And so it made me feel really rangirua in two minds about that, because I wrote my book for Māori, but if Māori aren't reading my book or reading my words and my stories, then what is the point? So I went home and I wrote an article about why we need a Māori Writers Festival, why it's important, and what we need to do about it. It's nothing new that I really shared. I think Māori have had this whakaaro for years and years and years. But someone saw it in Rotorua and they decided to put on the Kupu Festival, which is happening a year later from when that article was written. So I feel really honoured to be a part of that process. But I do want to say that it's not just me that did this. I just wrote words and that led to change. But it shows the power of words and the power that comes when you write your words, because it can lead to actual change.
Kino's book, Porangi Boy, won the prestigious Young Adult Fiction Award at the New Zealand Book Awards for Children and Young Adults in 2021. The story is about a boy called Nico who is labelled crazy because of his beliefs about a taniwha in a nearby thermal spring. He goes on to protect and fight for the land, something Kino says is a common thing for Māori to do.
He kind of finds his rightful place as kaitiaki, as tangata whenua, and he goes on to protect the land. And how that can relate, I think, is not many of our Māori kids really know who they are as kaitiaki, as tangata whenua, and the power in that. And so his journey is about finding that and finding who he is. And once he does, he becomes this confident young man who ends up leading his community and reaching his potential.
Kino says the Writers' Festival really highlights the need for Māori to tell their own stories.
Māori have always been storytellers since the beginning of time. Our tupuna were storytellers, and so we need more Māori authors, we need more Māori writers, we need more Māori journalists, we need more of our stories out there. The problem is that we live in a Pākehā world. Everything is Pākehā, from what we see, to what we hear, to what we speak, and so we need more Māori to be able to tell our stories, but we need to be able to create an environment where it's a place for our Māori to feel safe to be able to write and share our stories and bring them into the world.
Kino is writing another book this year and says it's her dream to become an author not just in Aotearoa but worldwide. Delilah Whaitiri, Local Focus.